Four police officers. I gotta wonder if this is a reaction. I'm like Mr. Concerned Citizen blogger now. Whoa. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 31. 31 officers on the strip tonight. So last night, the Las Vegas Strip felt more like a police state than it ever has before, but not in a scary way. I'm going to explain that by the end of the video and when I actually got to my vehicle, I had counted 55 different Metro officers. Yeah, I saw them even after the video closed off last night on our live stream. We're going to talk about the big giant brawl that happened at the Wynn last week that is causing a big huge lawsuit to happen. And it's not what you think. Actually, the Wynn and the Encore are actually suing the people in the brawl. Why that matters a whole lot, how people are calling me and talking to me about how the city that they love is in trouble and disarray, and what do I think about it. Well, this video will address all of that. Last night was a very surreal night on the Strip. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas, and I've been to the Strip over 4,000 times in my life. I did the math, working out there for years and years as a person doing marketing in Las Vegas and doing the timeshare thing in my past life. I have seen pretty much everything. I've seen people on so many narcotics that it took 10 different police officers to take them down. And I've seen now the post-pandemic Las Vegas go from a place where people were just coming in to check it out because they had stimulus checks and some savings to a place where it seems unsafe. At least it did last weekend. So we're going to talk about all that in this video today and address the ideas. Is it safe to come to Las Vegas? I think after last night, it might have gotten a lot safer, which makes me smile a little bit, but it might make you frown if you didn't like the way that they did it. Make sure you guys, to support the channel, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for the future notifications. Doesn't cost you a penny to do all that stuff. Leave us a comment below about what you see in this video. Maybe you missed the live stream last night. Usually we count the showgirls or the scooters. Last night we were actually counting the Metro officers, and not in a bad way. We were just pointing out how many there were. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Force. I'll explain that in a minute and what they really are. They were out in full force. If you guys want to further support the channel, make sure you guys go over to the Facebook group. That's a free thing to do. You can go and join and chat about Las Vegas stuff. Just no politics, no posting your personal ads, and answer all the questions when you sign up and join into the group. We also have the YouTube channel memberships. You guys can do that on an ongoing basis, or Patreon, or VegasFaceMask.com. If you do anything right now, just support my wife. She makes these 2 for $25. I love them. I'm even going to put mine around my neck right now for the duration of this video. I'll never lose this one in a parking lot. That's a good thing. All right, so last night, what did we see? Oh my gosh. Well, at least on the cameras, we counted like 30 Metro officers, and they were everywhere in full force. Why was this? Well, when I was doing my live stream, people kept telling me it was because there was a Trump rally on the Strip, and there was a Trump rally on the Strip. Why would a Trump rally cause violence and problems? Why would any political rallies cause violence and problems? Well, the background on that is really simple. Trump is running for president, as is Joe Biden. He was going to come to Nevada, do an event near Reno and an event in Las Vegas. Those events in Las Vegas were supposed to happen at an airplane hangar at McCarran International Airport, but because of Steve Sisolak and the state of Nevada's rules on gatherings inside, McCarran decided that they were going to decline to hold the event, and they wouldn't allow it to happen. This caused the people who are supporters of the man to get upset, claiming that you will allow public demonstrations on the Strip, but you will not allow public demonstrations for our political candidate. So we're going to the Strip. So as I was doing my live stream, even my nice viewers from Texas, from Lubbock, thought that it was also a Donald Trump thing. I found out the real actual reason for that. We'll talk about that in a minute while I talk to Metro officers afterwards and why there were so many police officers, because I have the real answer. But that really wasn't it. It wasn't that they were worried about counter protests or any of that craziness, from what I can understand, unless this breaks in the news and proves me wrong. Because what Metro told me is what Metro told me. But 55 police officers. We had a bench clearing brawl, to borrow a hockey term, over at the Encore the previous weekend. Now there's a lawsuit. Why were those 55 officers on the Strip? The reason is simple. I talked to Metro after the camera turned off. After the camera turned off, I saw tons of police officers in front of Planet Hollywood as well. Planet Hollywood makes no sense because there's no place for people to drive around on the Strip and really get into trouble. So they were just kind of clearing out the riffraff, it turns out. Yeah, Metro told me that it was a combination of 9/11. Yesterday was 9/11, a day we should never forget, a day that changed this country forever. And we all unified during 9/11. Remember how unified we were during 9/11? Why can't we be that way now? Why can't we just get along? 9/11 and the fact that the previous few weeks were so rough in Las Vegas that Metro was not having it anymore. And so what you have happening right now is a show of force between the Wynn, the casino company, and Metro. They're coming out and they're trying to clear up the streets in Las Vegas. Last week in Las Vegas, last weekend on Labor Day, there was 28 different arrests downtown on Fremont Street and over 20 different citations ordered. I believe it was 20 citations. It might have been even more. This means that they put 28 people in handcuffs and took them away to the Clark County Detention Center, and they issued tickets to other people that they can either pay or show up in court and contest. But either way, they had close to 50 plus people who had problems last weekend. The brawl at the Encore. Terrible, terrible experience. A black eye for that property. The fact that there's violence happening that was probably not being reported in Las Vegas right now, a very bad problem for Vegas. And another issue is this: if somebody were to, hurt somebody and possibly cause a loss of life on the Strip, it would probably be a bigger deal than the C-19 virus ever could for the economy and for the public perception of Las Vegas. And for all of these reasons, it sounds like we now have a situation where extreme actions are going to be taken, not in terms of the police going out and doing terrible things, but the police just showing up in force and saying, don't come to our town and try to pull any funny business. Because again, it doesn't come down to race, ethnicity, or economic status. There are people who are bad in every single classes of life, in every single race, and every single color. It comes down to the fact that the troublemakers have been coming to Vegas because the casinos are completely understaffed. In a lot of cases, casino security is not able to watch things. In the case of the Encore brawl that we had, and people are able to get away with being bad in this city, whereas before they weren't able to do that. So Metro being out there was an interesting situation. It was nice for them to talk to me and explain the real deal to me. Turns out it didn't have much to do with political protests. It just had a lot to do with the preceding month of buildup of people on the Strip. I imagine it goes something like this, people in city council, people who are in Metro, people who are in the casinos all get together. They take a look at online. They see that these things are in headlines and big national news outlets online. They see that the Encore is being basically looked at like a property where people can come in and do whatever they want. The Wynn right now, issuing a lawsuit to over 20 people that were in that brawl, is a warning shot across the bow. It's like the old pirate days. You would if somebody's getting too close, you fire off your cannon. You don't intend to actually hit that boat. You don't want to sink it, but you're trying to tell them, don't come any closer to us. And I believe that's really the message that Vegas is trying to go for. Now, the question comes down to, is it safe? What's going to happen in the future? Does it feel safe in Las Vegas right now? Well, I do have to say, last night, I have never seen so many people behaving themselves. I mean, maybe you were here last night and you smelled the smell of skunk everywhere you went, but I don't smell it anymore. But I know that from what I saw, it was a lot more of a mellow crowd last night, which was a lot more refreshing than what I saw last week, which I talked about in a live stream, which I had to make private for possible legal reasons. It was a good time on the Strip last night. People were behaved. Metro was just in most cases standing around doing nothing. They were stopping the people that looked like they should be stopped, and it did feel a lot safer. Whether or not this keeps up is another thing altogether. Whether the Wynn lawsuit against those 20 people that were brawling at the Encore is another thing altogether, whether it goes forward and anything comes out of it. But one thing is for certain, cleaning up the streets in any city is no small task. And last night we saw Metro being very, very respectful of everybody, and we saw the tourists and the people that were here being very, very respectful of Metro. It goes to show you that this city right here is truly a melting pot of people from all races, cultures, and parts of the United States, and that we can work together to actually work together. We can get along without having to fight one another. And that's a great message right now, considering the times that we are in, isn't it? I think it is. But I just thought I would make this update for you, talk to you about how the Strip looked like a police state last night, but how it certainly didn't feel like one, and let you guys know that going forward, if this keeps up, this city will have no problem retransitioning back into the state that it was as things open. New casinos come online. We have the Park MGM opening soon, Tropicana on the 17th of September. It's going to be a good time in the fall in Las Vegas, in the winter in Las Vegas, I think. As long as you come in, sanitize your hands, try to socially distance when you can, wear your mask. You can pick those up from vegasfacemask.com if you guys want to. 2 for $25 in over 60 different styles. and just be chill while you're here, and know that it's not the Vegas that you're used to, but it's still a version of Las Vegas that's not your hometown. And that's my video for today. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Hope you would like, share, subscribe. If you got all the way into this to the end of this video, there is a gathering with channel people, members, subscribers going on at Container Park downtown at 4 p.m. today. That would be Saturday, September 12th. I actually got the date right today. I usually screw that up in my videos. You might want to go down and hang out with some people who have like-minded interests about Vegas and watch the channel too. We'll have a bunch of people down there. So I don't know if I can make it. I have a work thing, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Thanks a lot for watching. Now's the time of the video where I get real close and I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and click.